Well, howdy there. I'm just trying to come here to you give us smooth, and this guy's over here. I remembered to bring the mask, right? Or did I dump it? Uh-oh. Oh no, I remembered. Yeah, I just want my demon soul. There's a dude over here. Oh, you're the Makoto dude.
You seem to have your head around you. Come here.
Kind of in the middle of something, dude.
For you. Do not be afraid. You have much to gain.
Why are you saying the creepiest things? Stop that.
I am Satsuki. I seek a keepsake of my father. Have you seen the sword inscribed? Makoto, I will offer you demon souls if you can help me find it. The Makoto chooses its owner, but he who harbors self-delusions should at once be warned. The Makoto is no sword for the faint of heart. The Makoto, the Makoto.
I'm just thinking of that video I watched of Xenoblade Universe, Xeno Gears. Shit, there's so many Xeno games, and I think, are they all maybe the same guy? That's why it's so confusingly named. Xenoblade Project Rainfall Wii game. That game, there's a YouTube video where they just say the sword name over and over again, and you can actually like kind of experience the entire narrative arc of the game via just the quotes of all the scenes where they say the sword's name, and it's really funny. Shit, I was right. That's the your neck looks like it hurts doing that, dude. That's the pure white world tendency sword. Where Pat just kicked me in the hole, and I was like, that hole he kicked me into, that body on the spire will just not be on the spire if you happen to come at the there during the white world tendency, and you get the sword that this guy wants so badly. Hey you! You're taking too long. Come here. Gotcha. I've double checked, by the way, and I believe that the sword in question was called the Monado, as opposed to the Makoto. So, not really that different of a thing to begin with. It's probably why I'm thinking of it. The Monado, the power of my Monado. I don't know why that video will always be in my head. So I'm gonna kill this guy, because I have double checked and been reminded of the fact that he's not the assassin dude. That's Mephistopheles, the other loading screen person, which is the person with the gold mask, which is the gold mask I just traded in to get a gold colorless demon soul at the crows. So I got another one of those to power my weapon again, and I want to do her assassination quest, but he kind of spoils it, because what he wants to do is he wants to kill like 6 different people in this place one by one. First you get those 2 bodies, and then that's like your clue to kill him. And every time I kill a boss, he will now continue to kill another character in this camp one by one. The list is supposed to be, was it? He kills the apprentices of both of the spellcasting people. Then he kills Patches, then Saint Urbane, then Sage Frake, and then Uria. And then if you talk to him, he'll then finally decide to kill you. But I want to do the assassination mission, which is to kill them myself for rewards, and he gets in the way of that. So, hey buddy, how you doing?
Life is hardly as precious as one might think.
You don't say.
Well, what have we here? Why you? Mephistopheles was right about you.
Why you? That's his actual dialogue. Oh, the Gloom set. I think that's my second favorite set in Demon Souls. It's really cool looking. It's really heavy, if I remember correctly, which sucks. Yeah, it's not massively heavy, but yeah, you'd need 100 equip bird in order to roll well with it. But I like it a lot. I think some of my favorite sets in the Souls games are, I like the fluted armor a lot. And then the gloom armor is pretty great. I like the Firekeeper Guardian set. I forget what it's called. The brass set, I think. I like the brass set a lot. The one that you have to you only get after, like, betraying the Dark Moon and stuff like that in Orlando. Then obviously the goddamn Sith set from Dark Souls 3 that everyone likes. Ah, the rolls, they're back. Alright, so, next mission. So to get Mephistopheles to spawn, I have to get pure black character tendency, which I've never done before. It involves murdering NPCs. There are fortunately some more disposable NPCs that aren't in the Nexus that I can kill to make some progress towards that. But, yeah. It's, gonna take a little work. Let's go get that level up real quick. There also might be more world character tendency consequences that I'm not fully aware of that might come to bite me in the ass in other elements of the playthrough, but that's fine. Having played this many Souls playthroughs at this point, I'm kind of starved for new experiences and surprises, and I've never even met Mephistopheles, so I kind of just want to do that. But I want to do it in a way that doesn't end up killing every helpful NPC in camp before they cease being useful if I can avoid it. So let's make some progress to the actual game first, too. That might hurt. Now we're fine. This is Demon's Souls, where fall damage is, like, almost not real. It goes from not existing to being very, very dense out of nowhere. Really abrupt. Upgrade weapon. The Dragon Bone Smasher. Sweet. Now it's a +3. Oh, it's dumb. Oh my goodness. And thankfully, it only requires one colorless demon soul each rank. It probably caps at 5, I would assume.
All done?
But I need 2 more colorless demon souls. And guess what? I know where to get them. It's called the Assassination questline. If you kill the characters that Mephistopheles wants you to kill, then 2 of the rewards, I believe exactly 2 of the rewards, are in fact the colorless demon souls. You might be thinking, why didn't you kill that vendor right there that you never use? And the answer is, I could have, and I almost did, and I will. But first, we have to kill somebody else. We have to kill Mr. And he actually might have despawned because I already did his quest. I don't know. Hey, Mephistopheles, how you doing? I'm gonna meet you for once. I don't even know what your voice actor sounds like. It might even, like, bring back memories. You might be voiced by somebody that voices other characters in other games. If I, like, what is it? Oh, what was the connection again? Is it that does the Demon Souls Maiden in Black, is she the same actress that plays, that also plays the doll in Bloodborne, and then also plays Maria in Bloodborne? I think that might be the case. I recently watched a video that involved Maria, and I was like, that sounds a lot like... That sounds a lot like, it's dark around here. I thought it sounded a lot like the, Maiden in Black, and then I think I remembered people mentioning that perhaps the Maiden in Black and Doll were already the same voice actress, and then I remember people talking about Maria and the Doll specifically being the same voice actress because it's, like, potentially important. That guy just jumped off a cliff and killed himself. Works for me. Yo, bro, you alive? Hey, he's alive. Oh shit. Okay, there's still one lizard. There's still one lizard. Ah! Got it. The other one disappears instantly like a dick. Hey guys, you like the sword? You like the sword, right? You're a big fan of the sword?
Take care of that sword, will you? She's a beauty.
I mean, he basically gave me permission. I need to stop doing that little shove. Ooh, that's bad for your character tendency. It's really bad for your character tendency to just run around murdering people. Ooh. Actually, and I want to be able to, does it show up in here? I know that the eyeball on the left side of the screen is my character tendency, and the eyeball on the right side of the screen is the world tendency. I don't know if it also shows up here noticeably. I feel like I've never really seen that statue change appearance in any real way that would help me indicate tendency, necessarily. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I just did a naughty. And I don't know if I have a... Cool, I do have an archstone. I didn't plan ahead. I was like, oh shit, I might not have a shard of the archstone. So begins our mission to murder NPCs until Mephistopheles appears. Thankfully, there's a handful of colorful characters that nobody checks in on, so nobody will be able to judge me for murdering them. In the form of, non-Nexus vendor characters that no one can see me murder. Although I might kill some other people off too. Yeah, this playthrough took a turn, didn't it? Man, if people freaked out when I killed that one giant, wait till they see where this is going. Hi. Oh, you're alive. Impressive. Quite the death scream you got there. I don't think your neighbor downstairs even noticed that you're dead. Oh, I'm sorry. Those guys still throwing boulders and nothing. Is that just their weight? Is that like their workout routine? Whoa. My eye is dark. I just noticed right there. I've never seen it look that way before. Since I never really do stuff that increases or decreases character tendency, so I'm not really used to seeing that change color. That's freaky looking. Oh man. Part of the problem is that character tendency going up and down is one of the most reasonable mechanics that's tied to is actually the multiplayer. If you summon, I believe that if you go into other people's worlds and help them against bosses or against other enemy invaders, I believe that helps your character tendency, whereas if you invade people as a phantom and attack them, then that hurts your character tendency. But pretty much the entire time Demon's Souls has existed, its online has never really been that popular, unfortunately. Not as much as you would hope it would be. Dark Souls' popularity kind of hurt that a bit, because even PS3 players would kind of go there. I think that was all it took? Wow. That was quick. I have never met you before. You like staring at that wall? Hello? Yep, she noticed me. How you doing?
I can see that you have killed in the past. No one can blame you for that. Demon souls are too precious to relinquish. Perhaps a knight like you would have an interest in my offer. I want you to kill Saint Urbain and his followers. You will be rewarded amply. Do we have an agreement? A reason? Just think of it as an opportunity to extinguish a competitor. Excellent. I'm relying on you.
Well, I might be time to commit to the idea of this being a, the idea of this being a no magic playthrough. I've gotten this far already, and I'm obviously enamored with this dumb giant sword. Let's see how much this might mess up the playthrough. Hooray! Sage Frake and his followers. Uh-oh. He looked like he might be a little harder to kill. Wow, he's actually on the ground. There we go. Oh, this is gonna do bad things to my character tendency. Ring of Devout Prayer. Weren't you guys, like, really into him? Shouldn't you be reacting or something? You know? Anyway, I'm gonna look at his stuff real quick. Increases miracle memory capacity. Oh, isn't that nice? Just in time for me to not be able to learn miracles anymore. Oh, he noticed. He did notice. Okay. Good to know. Whoa. That's awkward. I swung it over his head. You alright? AB. He won't. Oh, she knows me. I thought I was going to backstab her. Didn't quite work out that way. Ooh, they didn't like that. Oh, they didn't like that at all. Oh, I'm being a naughty boy. It only took 2 kills for my world tendency to go, my character tendency to go completely black. It is unnerving how, like, no one reacts. Hey, howdy, how you doing?
Done already? Here is your reward. Take it. Now, for your next task. I want you to kill Sage Frake and his apprentice. I will, of course, provide you with a reward of similar value. Excellent. I'm relying on you.
And to kill off those NPCs I rescued myself. It is a really it's a really bizarre behavior path to even go down. Like these assassination quests they like to put in some of the games. Which ones have the assassination quests? Did 3 have one? I don't think 1 had one. One had a Lautrec. I don't remember there being an assassin NPC necessarily that would have you assassinate people, but it definitely came back in 2, where there's the guy behind the barrier that wants you to kill various characters for rewards. But there's a cool subversion in that game because he wants proof of each person being killed, but the proof of them getting killed is like a trophy item from each character that you can get via like quest interactions. So you can actually like fake out most of the quest or all of the quest, if I remember correctly, by pretending to kill everybody, and then they think that you're actually killing people, and then you didn't do it. Hi. Took that pretty well. Hey, I did that flip over my back attack, and it worked because he ran behind me. You didn't notice that, right? You probably didn't notice that. He's alive. He lived through that. That's not good. Ow. Ow. There we go. Wow, he takes a lot less damage when he puts that mage armor on. Ooh. The ring of magical sharpness, the venerable sage's hood, and the baby's nail. Why do you have baby's nails? That's creepy. Creepy item to have. Oh yeah, it's the plague dagger. I remember that. Most interesting thing is they always have a specific ring, although raises magical power, lowers magical defense. Can I stack those? Because I have 2 of them now. There's an unusual number of duplicate ring encounters you can get in these games. In this game in particular, where like I'm not going out of my way to buy these rings, but I keep getting dupes. Like amusingly, Patches' apology items are always rings that you could have already gotten before, and I think in this case I did already have.
Done already? Here is your reward. Take it. Don't look at me with that ravenous countenance of greed. There is more work for you. I want you to kill Patches the hyena. No reason for pause now, is there? Excellent. I'm relying on you.
Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Patches the hyena. No reason for pause there, is there? It almost seems like a remark on how nobody would probably even care about having Patches around. The paradox of this kind of quest is it requires you to care about even bringing these people into your camp in the first place, which presumably you wouldn't want to, because if you're the type that's going to murder them all. Hey Patches, give me a minute. I need to use your services one last time. There we go.
I have some
yes you do. And those. There we go.
good stuff, eh? You won't find it anywhere else.
I aim to please.
I can think of one way for you to please. Never you mind, Patches. I've forgiven you for knocking me into that pit. Long live the king! Oh. I really wish I could kick him. I could do this. Kind of. But yeah, the Patches kick is not entirely the option. I should have tried to do that, but he had to die too. So him dying and falling off the cliff is the best outcome. The idea that he is on a precipice. in the actual Nexus after what he does to you really does set up a perfect revenge moment for what he did to you earlier in the game.
Done already? Here is your reward. Take it. Don't look at me with that ravenous countenance of greed. There is more work for you. I want you to kill Bjor. No reason for pause now, is there? Excellent. I'm relying on you.
Bjor! We haven't met Bjor yet, though, so this is where we pause this quest chain for now. We haven't even met Bjor in this playthrough. He's in a later zone. One of the very few left, actually, because I'm running out of zones. You have one zone left, and then eventually the boss fight that's after it. You have just a boss fight and no more zone left, and you have two zones left. So I only have like 3 playable areas left to go through, if you don't count the places where you like teleport to an archstone and then there's just a boss in the next room. There's 2 in Boletaria and 1 here. Our rolling options are getting severely reduced. Upgrade. It's gonna be another 15 damage base and another 11 damage secondary. It's just absurd. Level 4. Only 1 to go.
All done?
Gotta go see if I can find Bjor. And maybe look into Satsuki's weapon. Which, by the way, like, I've been I'm always corrected whenever I pronounce... That looks like an item every time and it bothers me. Every time I pronounce the U in names like that, I always get corrected by weebs on the internet. So, I'm wondering, did that voice actor mispronounce that name? Because he called him Satsuke. But like, that's also how, like, it's spelled in, like, Naruto, it's Sasuke, and then in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, it's Itsuke. And yet everyone's like, no, it's Itsuki and Sasuke. And so, like, well, that sounds like, to me, like maybe the guy in this game mispronounced it then. If that's the case, I'm not altogether sure. Hey there. I need to go to 1, 2. I mean, 4, 2? Is that what you're... It's hard to keep track of these a little bit. I believe nothing has changed. I believe my murders have no effect on anything here. Because it comes down to world tendency. So I need to go to the patches hole. And I need to go to where that body was. And now it'll be in a different location. Goodbye. You're dead. Because everything gets one shot at this point. It's gonna make bosses interesting, though. Like, I'm worried about the Penetrator. He's fast, if I remember correctly. Although a lot of enemies used to seem really hard. And then I play them nowadays, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine. That's standard. I'm not bothered by that anymore. But back in the day, it'd be like this impossible foe. You're still here? He just completely eats shit. I didn't know he comes back. Huh. Oh, did it overburden you, huh? Oh shit. No, it's fine, I can just put my other ring on. But I just had the realization of like, oh no. I didn't account for my weight at all, because I've been going around doing things in all these different zones. Herculean strength. What was it? Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. Oh, it was 3 upgrade items, that's why. Magic Sword Makoto. Not to be confused with Monado, which is completely different. It's a katana. Requires 13 dex, which I amazingly don't have, because I still haven't upgraded my dex, have I? It's at 10. Ha. So it's a sword that has 210 base damage. That seems decent, although... It has no magic attack, no fire attack, no scaling at all, but it does have 327 bleed, which might be a lot. I don't know. I still have no concept for the values of those kinds of stats in these games. I never use them. I know that some people hyped up the idea of a bleed build in Dark Souls 3, and maybe one day. But I never, yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with that stuff. The idea of a non-scaling katana is bizarre, though. Magic Sword Makoto, an ill-rumored katana mentioned in folklore. It is named for a giant in a distant country. When its unique long blade meets skin, it tears it apart into a wound that is said will never heal. It is a cursed weapon that devours the wielder's life energy. But despite this, warriors continue to be drawn to this katana. Speaking of crazy wounds and stuff like that, a fun problem I get to face now is that if I do get taken out and brought into soul form... Oh wait, no, it's super minor, never mind. I was comparing it to Demon's Souls. I think I was comparing it to Dark Souls 2. I think in Dark Souls 2, I want to say if you die a lot, your health caps out at like 70% or something. I might be completely misremembering this. But in this game, when you go into soul form, you go down to having half health. But if you wear the cling ring, you can hold on to it like 75 or something like that. When you change your character tendency, it actually affects your soul form health cap. In this case, being that when you go to Black World character tendency, you go from 50% health to 47.5% health, and then when you go to pure Black World pure Black character tendency, you go down to having 45% health. It's not really a massive change, and you're probably doing things to mitigate the idea of being stuck in a soul form anyway, because it's such a penalty to begin with. But it is interesting that, yeah, your health bar length changes based on your character tendency, which is just like a whole mechanic that is so overlooked. Hey, calm down, Skelebro. Truce. Truce. No truce. That's not a truce. That's not what truce is. Ow, dick. Ow. You dick. You, god damn it. And they say there's no wheel skeletons in this game. They were wrong. Hey dude, I've got the sword. I'm just gonna pretend I don't know what happens next.
Ah. You have found the Makoto, have you? Bless your good fortune. And, well, your good work. Now, just hand the Makoto over to me. Yes. Yes. This is she. This luster. It's finally mine. Except, could this sword really be as deadly as the rumors claim? There is only one way to find out.
Hey, you seem to be taking damage over time from your weapon. Like it's cursed or something. Oopsie. Sorry. Ow. Rude. Oh, that's not a weapon. I mean, that's not an attack. Oh, he healed. Oh, let's not turn my back on the enemy like that. Ow. I'm actually in danger. I've goofed it pretty hard here. What do you mean a giant, mega, ultra great sword is not as graceful as a katana? You must be swift as a coursing river. Stop that. Stop healing. Naughty practice. There we go. After I did it. Anyway, so that was a zero sum. Congratulations, you found a guy. He's like, bring me the sword, and then he's like, you gave him the sword, and then you kill him because he tries to murder you with the sword immediately. And that's the end of that quest chain. Because he's a prick. He'll also try to murder you if you don't give him the sword, in which case he's an easier enemy because he doesn't have the sword. He has whatever he's already holding. And I believe this reduces the... I think killing him might have reduced... It might not load it in yet, or maybe the thing's incorrect. But I think the world tendency of this zone drops by like 3. As a result of him being killed. That might only be if you murder him outright, as opposed to self-defense. Nope, it dropped it. So I've now sabotaged 3 of the pure white zones so far. Yeah, it's a really happy playthrough. Happy things happen. Is my character darker now than he was before, now that I'm pure black? I think he might be. The guy in the middle of the screen there. The eyes, the eye is definitely easier to notice because the eye has a brightness of the internal eye that you compare to the color of the like surrounding swirly things. So you kind of get a like a frame of reference for that stuff that helps out a bit.